Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk about my jewellery because it occurs to me that I've kind of been into jewellery lately and I've never shared my collection with you. So welcome to my collection of jewellery. Currently I'm naked, so I'm going to dress my hands as I go. I'm going to begin with rings because my rings are the same rings every day. I don't have different rings for different occasions. I just wear the same ones. I'm going to start with this one, which is my newest edition. This is by a brand called Alice Made This. Now I know Alice quite well actually, so a lot of my jewellery is hers because I just really like her aesthetic and she's a nice human being and I like buying her stuff. This is just a basic silver band, but it's blasted, which makes it look really matte. So I can't remember if it's blasted with glass or sand now, but essentially what it does is it just kind of makes it very matte and shineless, which I quite like. I do have quite skinny hands. I've got quite big knuckles and then skinny things in between, so my rings move. But I like that because if I'm doing writing or driving or whatever, I fiddle with my jewellery quite a lot, so it's kind of like a fiddly thing. The other ring I wear on my right hand is this one here. This is by Cartier and it is called their Love Ring. And you know this because it's got like the little sort of circles with the lines through them. I was bought this for a birthday gift and that lives on this hand here. I've had this for quite a while actually and I kind of feel a bit naked without my jewellery. I went to the gym this morning and forgot to put it back on when I got back and just looked at my hands and they just looked wrong. Moving on to my left hand, I have this one here. I actually have no idea where this came from. It's just kind of a local jeweller's. I think it's platinum, which is a very heavy, quite expensive metal. But because I wear my jewellery every single day, I don't mind investing. But it's not a brand that I'm aware of. It's not kind of anything sort of special. It just means a lot to me. And that lives here. This one's quite rounded, so it's very comfortable, whereas the other ones are quite square on the inside. This one's kind of slightly concave, so it moves quite easily. And because this is my biggest knuckle, it comes off and on as I wish it would. And then my tiniest little ring, very similar story to the previous one. Again, no idea kind of where it came from. It's not a brand as such. It's just a ring of metal. A similar shape to my last one, and that lives on my pinky here. Now, bracelets, I'm going to start with this one here. This is by Cartier and it is actually matches my ring here. It's their Love bracelet. It comes with a screwdriver because you have to screw it off and on, which is really nice. It's a really lovely sentiment and actually it's a beautiful piece of jewellery. Not ideal if you work out quite a lot or if you travel quite a lot because it sets off the alarms as you travel, and if you're working out, say if you're boxing or something, it kind of gets in the way and you have to use a screwdriver to get it off and on. My other three bracelets are much the same actually. They're all by Alice Made This. Two of them are actually the same bracelet in a slightly different metal. We have this one and this one. I think these are both called Barncroft. I think that's the name of them. This one is slightly thicker, both silver. This one's slightly thicker, but the same shape as this one. And this one again is blasted as with the thumb ring. I just think they're very simple, very elegant. I wear them, I'm not sure if it's the right way or the wrong way, but I wear them this way so it's open there as opposed to being open on the back, just because I find it more comfortable and it's more to fiddle with. This one is probably my most worn bracelet. It's basic, it's silver, it's really beautiful, and I get a lot of compliments on this actually. The other one is exactly the same, slightly thinner and blasted, and again, I wear it like this. And I like this because it matches my ring. And then my last bracelet is also by Alice Made This. This is copper, and I'm quite into sort of mixing my metals at the moment. Copper is actually really good for you as well. It's antimicrobial, so any bacteria that come into contact just kind of instantly die, and it's just good for, apparently it's good for like your well-being in general. I'm not too sure on the science of it, but it's proven. Apparently we need copper as much as we need iron in our system, just not the same quantity of it. So it does sort of seep into you via the bracelet, which is really interesting. Plus, I really like the warm tone of it. The more you wear copper though, the more it tarnishes, and I like that. I like that my jewellery has age and it kind of grows and develops. When I first got this, it was super shiny, and I'm sure if I polished it, it would go up again, but I quite like that it's kind of getting older as I do. Moving on to cufflinks now, I have two sets, one silver, one gold. These are by Prada. They're very simple, kind of square shape, but with a slightly sort of concave top. Very small little studs, simple, easy. I'm not really into big, flashy cufflinks because I actually let my suit do the talking, and You'll see that most of my jewellery is fairly understated. I like to accessorise, but I don't like anything too big and bulky and garish. So yeah, very simple and very elegant. The other set of cufflinks are gold, and they are by Lanvin. Again, quite simple, a really nice sort of geometric pattern, just gold with kind of like a slightly off black stone in the middle. I'm not sure what the stone is, if I'm totally honest, but they're not super, I mean, they're pricey, but they're not like super expensive kind of special jewels or anything. They were just kind of in my price range when I bought them. This, for me, is the first watch I ever bought, actually, and I adore it. It's by IWC, and it is their Portofino, and it's just a really beautiful classic watch. They've been around for quite a while. You get them in sort of various shapes and sizes and various different metals. This one's stainless steel, and it has what's called a millie strap, which is basically this chainmail here. It does pull out your hairs if you've got like hairs on your wrist, but it's beautiful. The face is, it looks black, but when it catches the light and you come in close, it's got like a blue tinge to it. And it's actually quite complicated. Typically when you buy a watch, the things that add the value are the complications and the metal it's made of. So if it's got gold on it or different types of expensive metals. This one has not only the date, but also the day, which adds a complication. And it's got a chronograph, which is essentially a stopwatch. Now, if I left that going, you've got 3 extra dials, one's seconds, one's minutes, one's hours. So quite a lot going on with this watch. And actually, for the value of it, it is my cheapest of the expensive watches I have. That being said, it's still not cheap. But if you're going to buy an IWC, this is kind of the cheapest they get, I believe. But I love this. It's beautiful. Great for the summertime too, because it's got a metal strap. You don't sweat onto the leather. This next watch is a very different price point to the first one. It's by Hugo Boss, so it's much more affordable. And this has a kind of a special place in my heart, because actually this came out in 2017, I believe, and I was the guy who launched them. I was sort of the face of them, and they're beautiful. You get them in different sort of shapes and sizes and colours, and it's not too dissimilar in terms of like the classic feel of the last one. I just really kind of, it means a lot to me. I don't wear it very much, to be honest, but I like having it. Just think it's actually really elegant and really nice and very affordable, and kind of means something to me, you know? This next watch is actually quite the opposite, my most expensive. This is a Cartier Tank MC with lots of gold on it. I was bought this for my 30th. And as you can see on the back, it has kind of like a see-through a glass back, so you can see the mechanism working, which is just like wonderful and beautiful. And no one knows that but you, because when it's on your wrist, no one can see that, but it's a nice touch. It's a square shape, but still very elegant. A lot of my jewelry is very elegant, apart from the watch I'm going to show you in a moment. But beautiful, simple, tells the time, tells you the date, tells you the seconds down there. This one has a brown strap. The leather is super fine and delicate, and so I don't like wearing it too much if I'm going to sweat. Actually, I kind of wear this one a lot to sort of black tie or quite smart events. I did go through a stage of wearing a lot recently, but then it got really warm, and I'm just very concerned about kind of wearing through the leather. You can change the leather, you can get new straps easy enough, but I don't want to. I like to keep my things looking pristine. This one is by Daniel Wellington, super affordable and still really pretty. One of those things that you can wear to most occasions. This one has a kind of a nylon-y fabric strap, so you can wear it, you know, if you're going to get sweaty, if you're going to do something. Obviously, this is kind of a pretty watch, so maybe not ideal for like activities because it doesn't kind of fit the part aesthetically, but you could in terms of like the robustness of the strap and everything. You're not going to sweat and damage it, but it's one of those things that you can wear every day. Super simple, super easy. They also have a whole variety of watches, Daniel Wellington. They all are very slim, which is nice. I've got dainty wrists, so a slim watch is quite handy, but also minimalist, which is good if you want to, you know, have an accessory, be able to tell the time, but not have it kind of super showy, which you'll see from my next watch. Okay, this next watch here, I bought this myself actually because I had actually had a really good year and I felt like buying something a bit outrageous. This is an Audemars Piguet and it's an offshore. It's waterproof, so I can wear it in the shower. I wear this a lot when I'm on holiday because I want to have a watch that I don't have to kind of take off and on. I don't like leaving my watch in the hotel room if I'm away somewhere because I just think if it goes missing, you know, some of these things are kind of fairly irreplaceable. I bought this secondhand. because it's very expensive to buy full price. It's got rubber on the outside here, and it's kind of got rubber strap, and it's officially for diving, but I'm not sure many people actually dive in them. But I just think it's different. It's very different to my other one. It's very robust, it's much chunkier, but I think cool for summertime or when you're going to get wet. It also has the date on it, and it has a chronograph similar to my first watch that I showed you. So you can kind of, if you're swimming somewhere and you want to measure your laps, that's how you do it. So that is my most worn items of jewellery. I hope you found it interesting or gave you some inspiration or something. I do have a slight issue with watches. I like them. I don't need any more. I've got plenty. No more watches for me. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.